All righty, everybody should be joining here. All right, here they come. Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome. You guys are fast. I see hands raised already. Awesome. Welcome to the call today. I am Gretchen Pritts. You are here with the Life Reawaken Show. So happy to have you here. We are here with Addison Ames. Say hi, Addison, so everybody can see you.
Hi, everybody. Good to see you. And Gretchen, thanks for having me on today.
Awesome. So happy to have you guys, and have you, Addison. We were just talking about Florida, Cassie, because Addison lives in Florida as well. So it must be hot for you down there. You are in the Gulf side. Welcome, Cassie. I was just down in the Gulf in March visiting my parents. They are snowbirds. I'm in PA, and they go to Englewood. I don't know if that's near you, Cassie, but that's where they go in the winter. So my first time down there. We got Sandra from Chicago, Laura from Texas. We got Maria from UK. Welcome, everybody. Tom from Scotland. Welcome. Hearts are flying. We are literally all over the world. We have Missouri, India. Welcome, welcome. New Orleans. Welcome, Villadonna. Marion, hello. We got Germany, Ontario, Massachusetts, all over the place, guys. So happy to have you here. And we're talking about a really uh, fascinating topic to me, timelines with Addison today. Some of you may know about timelines, some of you may not. This may be a new topic. So I'm certainly excited to dive into this. Cassie, you're from north of Tampa. Very nice. It is beautiful there. Pennsylvania is beautiful. You follow a farm channel from there. That's so cool. It is beautiful, except today it's very gray and ugly. So, but that's okay. The past 2 days have been gorgeous. So, all right. So today we are going to dive into timelines. We're going to learn about them. Addison told me before the call he likes to make spiritual things practical. So he's going to show us about that today. So I'm super excited about that because that's kind of how my brain works. When things are really out here, I need to bring them back here for me to comprehend them and understand them. So hearts, yay. Thanks for the hearts. Love that. And he has a gorgeous, beautiful meditation that I'm super excited for all of us to experience. He's going to take us into timelines and we're going to get to experience that firsthand. So, and we're also going to be talking to people. I see hands raised. So that's beautiful. So, Addison, this is your first time on with us, isn't it?
It is, yes.
Yeah, I forgot about that. You and I have talked so many times, I kind of forgot that this is your first time appearing on the show. So officially welcome.
Well, thank you. I've been watching the show, Gretchen, and really love the ideation and the development of the show. Love where it is now. I think the vibe is great. And your guests have been great. So I'm very honored to be here and happy to make my premiere on
Yeah,
the Life Reawaken show, and good to be with you.
awesome. I love that. So, I guess usually I say, for some of you might not know the speaker today, but all of us are being introduced to Addison. So, Addison Ames is an internationally respected thought leader, coach, and consultant. Addison shares deep life knowledge and wisdom that helps people through life's changes, challenges, and opportunities. He helps people improve life and understand themselves and the world around them in valuable ways. He also helps forward thinking businesses and business leaders succeed. Addison blends awakened insight with practical solutions. Addison works from a place of empowerment, encouragement, and motivation. Working with Addison can be highly beneficial at any stage of personal growth and spiritual development, from healing to overcoming advanced and complex life challenges. And today we're talking about moving forward in your highest timelines with Addison. So, Addison, officially, welcome to the call.
Well, thank you so much. It's good to be here. I thought I'd give since this is my first time, and hi to everybody that's watching this. Thank you for watching. Give you just a little bit more background on me. Would that be okay? Just to kind of
So,
introduce the group to me.
yeah.
So, thank you for that kind introduction. I'm also a healer and a channel. I kind of do a lot of things. My background is business. I worked in business for many years, and business strategy, international business. And I had a series of spiritual awakening events that were pretty dramatic. And I work with Metatron. Are you familiar with Metatron, Gretchen?
Yes.
Yeah, so I work with Metatron, who's a high dimensional being specialized in spiritual development for humanity, Earth, and really everything. And he dropped into my life. He's a big energy and started to work with me directly and teach me a number of things, teach me about existence. Metatron is a structural engineer or an architect of existence. So he started to teach me about how things work spiritually and technically. And he's my primary guide, and also began to teach me how to channel. So I also am a full body channel for Metatron. And in Timeline's work, he is also one of the guides that I work with, the primary guide, really, that I work with in Timeline's work. He's an expert in space and time. And so I work with Metatron quite closely. So after a period of time of working with Metatron, he said, you know what you need to do? You need to start your own business, kind of a spiritually minded business, and you need to quit your full-time job. And
Oh,
so I took a step of faith, and trust me, it was a step of faith, quit my full-time job and started, kind of my own spiritually minded business. So now I do everything from channeling to timelines work, healing, and even work with forward thinking businesses that are kind of awakened and enlightened businesses and business leaders to help them kind of move forward and succeed in beautiful ways. As you may know, Gretchen, business is awakening. There really is a mass awakening happening on the planet right now. It's not just individuals, it's also businesses and enterprises are starting to behave more responsibly, respect the earth, respect people better. So there really is a business awakening happening now. And so I'm very happy to be part of that movement and help those businesses kind of operate in new and higher and brighter ways. So that's a little bit more about me.
I love.
Yeah, it really is a lot of fun. And so I work with people around the world, and Timeline's work is kind of one of my specialties, really driven by Metatron, who taught me a lot about how time and space works and how timelines work. And it's one of the most popular things that I do. Um, and and it's pretty exciting. So today, as you mentioned, I'll talk more about that, and I've got some visual aids to share with all of you that will help kind of illustrate and illuminate how I see timelines. And like you said, Gretchen, kind of putting timelines in practical terms, demystifying it. So it's not some way out there kind of idea. It's something where you can say, okay, I get it, and empower all of you to be able to work with your own personal timelines in your own way, in your own time, to help improve life now and create a better future for yourself. Timelines are very popular right now. You can see them in books, TV shows, movies, in a lot of media presentations. We hear about timelines. So it's very interesting to see it's becoming very popularized in human consciousness right now. That's because we're ready for it. We're able to understand it, demystify it, and actually work with our timelines directly every day. And each and every one of you can become your own timelines master and work with your personal energetic timelines daily and be able to improve life here, there, and in between, past, present, and future.
That's so cool because when you said that, it made me remember when I was in like my 20s, when I was just first started my work, well, after college work. One of the ladies that I shared a room with, I was a social worker at the time. So, I've always wanted to help people or whatever, so, but I was also very Catholic at the time.
Mm.
So, she was getting really, she was older, but she's probably was my age that I am now. And she was getting really into spirituality. And she started talking about past lives, and she started talking about timelines and all that. And I was like, whoa, this woman is nuts. But that was my first time really hearing about timelines. But, and she and I weren't really that close, but that has stuck with me for all these years, that I've remembered that conversation with her. And So it's just really interesting because at the time because you said we're ready for it, you
Yeah.
know. And so talk to me a little bit about timelines because some people might not really understand, what it means, what the heck are we talking about, and how do they impact our lives?
For sure. So, and I love what you said, Gretchen. With any new idea, like let's say high ideas or new ideas that drop into human consciousness, it starts off being really weird, and it becomes more accepted, normalized, and popularized. So there's a process. So, about how many years ago was that the
Uh,
young lady was talking to you about
20 years
timelines?
ago,
How long?
20.
20 years ago, right? All right. So sometimes it takes 20, 25 years, sometimes even 50 years for high ideas or new ideas to become accepted in human consciousness. So she was really ahead of the game, ahead of the curve. So now there are whole TV shows that are dedicated to timelines that are on very popular kinds of channels. So timelines and related kinds of concepts are kind of at the time where people can understand them and realize there's a lot more than just the physical and the dense. There's a lot of energy out there. There's a lot of other connective devices that help make us human. The human is really pretty complex, and we're more than just meat, as some people say. There's a lot of energies that make us what we are. So what I'd like to do, if I may, Gretchen, can I share my screen and share some visual aids?
Please do. Yes.
And
Let's
feel free to jump in with any questions. I'll try to go through this, relatively slowly. But what I wanted to provide is some insights on what timelines are and how they work from my perspective. And I do want to, mention this. Spiritual teachers and spiritual workers, they all work in their own ways. So there may be others that see timelines in different ways than I see it, and I respect that. So I'm presenting the way that I was taught by Metatron and the way that I work. And, it may not be the way everybody else sees it, but this is kind of the way that I see it. And again, it's in very practical terms so that you all can understand it and even do timelines work on your own. So, one of the points that I'd like to make today is you are your timelines. They're not things that are way out there separate than us. They exist in an energetic field that is closely connected to us. And really, you are your timelines. We are our timelines. Even if you look at humanity and Earth timelines, we are those timelines. There's no separation from our timelines. And I'll explain more about what that means in a moment. Timelines are a journey of you, past, present, and future. They hold you, they hold your information. So, past lives, ancestral generational lives, womb experiences, soul lives, other lives that your soul has lived and lived and lived, past, those are all held in your personal and energetic timelines. We also have an active timelines matrix that we access every day in our present and current life, as Addison and Gretchen and all of you watching. So we have kind of an active timelines matrix, sometimes with as many as 100 or so timelines that we're accessing throughout our life, from when we were born to when we die. Sometimes it's as many as 300 timelines throughout our life that we're accessing. And then we sometimes have access to future timelines, which means after this life, we go on and we go on and we go on. We have other soul experiences. So we can access future timelines that are created and generated by future lives that we have. So timelines are us, timelines are you. There's no separation. And they hold our information past, present, and future. So timelines work, and we'll talk more about how you can actively connect to your timelines later on. Timelines are a journey of you. So as we understand our timelines, they're not something truly esoteric or something that is misunderstood or ununderstandable. They are us. They hold our stuff. Make sense, Gretchen, so far?
Yeah, perfect sense.
So timelines work can help. And you can do this yourself. There are other professionals besides me that do timelines work. What I see, there are three primary outcomes in timelines work: lay the old to rest, heal, and get a fresh start and move forward. We'll talk more about that in detail in a little bit. In timelines work, what I see mostly, it is this lay the old to rest component that people need the most help with. In our existence, everything is connected. We are all connected. We live in a connected existence. We're all kind of strung together energetically. And so our old timelines, which we can be strung to in very active ways, can hold old, dense energies that kind of keep us trapped in the past. Just like if you've ever known someone, let's say somebody in their 50s, and all they talk about is when they were in high school and they were they played football and they were a quarterback in high school football, and they live in the past. They're kind of stuck in a way in the past, yet they've moved on 30 years and 40 years into the future, but they're kind of living in the past. So we many times, either vividly or kind of under the surface, can be connected to old timelines, both in this life and in past lives, that can kind of string us up and keep us in old, dense energies that won't allow us to heal and move forward. So the majority of the work that I see in people is really laying the old to rest by cleaning and clearing and healing, and sometimes closing or collapsing old timelines. So this is really the majority of the work. And this can help.
Addison.
What was
Uh,
that?
I have a question about that with the
Yes.
lay the old to rest, because this is really, really fascinating that you're bringing this up, because a lot of time, and this is a personal question about me, and I'm bringing it up because maybe somebody else feels this way. A lot of times I find myself like I relate to myself as that person in high school. Like I don't think of me as this age that I am now. I think of me as that age in high school ish. Does that mean that that I still am highly connected to that timeline? Is that what that means?
Well, can I give you some personalized feedback in front of everybody? Would that be
Oh,
okay?
yeah, sure, I'm fine with that. I think.
So,
Yeah, no, I
well,
am.
I'll be gentle and respectful, of course. I don't see it as a problem at all. What I'm talking about is really when those old timelines get in the way of
Mm,
you having a happy and healthy life now. So does that connection to the younger version of Gretchen get in the way of you being Gretchen right now, or does it empower Gretchen right now?
Yeah, it definitely empowers, because that person is who I always wanted to be, like that, and then life kind of got in the way. I got married, had kids young, like went through a job that I didn't like. And so like, but that person was the person that wanted to speak on stage, that wanted to motivate people, that wanted to do all of these things. So yeah.
So I don't see it being a problem at all. Um, there are some people where it creates a lot of pain and angst inside, which I don't think that is what's happening with you.
Okay.
Some sorrow. Sometimes people sense a sense of death when they're connected to these old timelines, and it keeps them from being happy, healthy, productive, and fully functional people now. So I kind of like you. I personally giving some personal insight. I see myself as timeless. And in a way, if I had to associate with an age, it would be probably a teenager or early 20s, something like that. I'm very youthful and I enjoy that empowering energy, but it doesn't stop me from being me right now. And I think that's what you're
Yeah.
describing. I don't see any dissonance there.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I just had to, because I
Sure.
question that quite often. I'm like, why do I always relate to like this 30, 40 year ago person, like why? So it's just funny that you brought it up, because I asked myself that question quite a bit.
Well, from my perspective, I think you're completely fine because it's not getting in the way of you being happy, healthy Gretchen now. It
Yeah,
empowers you.
makes
But with
sense.
some people, and maybe some of the audience members know people like this, or maybe even feel this way, sometimes there is this old connection that really creates either internal combustion that makes life difficult, or it gets in the way of you having happy, healthy relationships and being able to manage your life in fully functional ways. Does that make sense?
Perfect sense. Thank you.
Of course. And so when old timelines are addressed, cleaned and cleared, sometimes closed or collapsed or healed, people feel a lot better. They're able to bring new energies in, and they're able to be active people here and now. And then we can open up new timelines that allow people to build in new and productive ways so they can get a fresh start and move forward. And this can include relationships, career, financial abundance, personal freedoms and sovereignty, and all kinds of other ideas. We'll talk more about that in just a few moments. So timelines work can help. What do timelines do? There are three primary functions of timelines. One is read and write, a little bit like a hard drive on your computer. So timelines are filled with information. So even right now, we're filling all of our timelines with this information. And then we access timeline information so that we understand, know ourselves, and understand the existence that we're part of. So we're always writing to our timelines. We're always sending information. Again, your timelines are you. There's no separation. And this is everything, emotions, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. You're always writing to your timelines. And then as you do different things in your life, you're accessing information from your timelines so that you understand what to do, how to behave, how to respond. So read and write, kind of like a hard drive on your computer. They contain information, which means really everything that you experience, they hold, and then they organize, kind of like a walk-in closet. You organize your clothes. I want this over here. I want this over here. Maybe you organize by color, by type of clothes or category of clothes, whatever it may be. Shoes go here, tops go up here, pants go over here. So timelines organize your information against the tapestry of space and time. So read and write, contain or hold, and then organize against the tapestry of space and time. That's very simply what timelines do.
I was just going to ask, Laura, so how is it different from then Akashic Records?
So the Akashic Records is more like a static book that is, in the way that I see it, pre-written of our life. So it's kind of like the dialogue, if you will, of our life that is pre-written and pre-planned out and is kind of, they're like books, they're static. Timelines are organizational tools that can hold duplicate information depending on how you need to access it. And also it is active. So you're always reading and writing. So simply, Akashic Records I see as more static. Timelines I see as more dynamic. And in the next, I think the next slide or in the following slides, I'll show you a little bit more about how that works. Does that answer your question?
Yes, it does for me. Laura, let us know if it does for you too.
Timelines are containers. And again, trying to be really practical here. Many of you may have containers or canisters like this in your kitchen that you can put pasta in, granola, flour, cereal, whatever it may be. And so this is an example, this empty container or canister of a new timeline. Empty, clean and clear, and ready to put things in. And this is an open active timeline filled with pasta in this case, but this could be filled with, let's say, your mother relationship. So, and you may have multiple timelines, again, talking about kind of duplicate energies. You may have multiple mother timelines, and some of them may have duplicate energies because you need to access those timelines in certain ways to be able to understand what's going on. In a way, they're time capsules of mind things. It helps us to think. It helps us to be able to access information that will allow us to make the best decisions possible and have the best relationships possible. So new timeline, empty, clean and clear, active timeline filled with things. They're like containers. So timelines are containers, and then they're also organizers. So they organize your stuff from this life and other lives. Again, it could be past lives, soul lives, ancestral generational, womb experiences, or future lives. And so timelines can hold and do hold really everything that you can think of: energies, experiences, memories, people, places, and things. So everything that we read and write in our life goes into our timelines, and they're organized against the tapestry of time.
Perfect. Someone is asking, how can timelines be used for times where there were traumatic experiences?
Well, in the work that I do, we target old timelines where there's trauma and try to clean and clear and heal those timelines. And I'd say that's probably, well, that's a big part of what I see in timelines work. And
Yeah.
I'll give an example. Womb healing is a big part of what I see in timelines work. As many of you probably know, when the fetus is there and growing and becoming, a baby, et cetera, before it's born, it's absorbing energies. It's absorbing the environmental experiences. It's absorbing what the mother is feeling, what the mother is doing, what's happening between the mother and father, if the father is present. And there can be a lot of traumas held in womb timelines. So many times what we do is go back and visit those timelines. And a lot of people don't even realize that they experienced trauma during that time. But when I work with people and we travel to their womb timelines, they say, wow, look, they can see what happened in their womb timelines. And they say, wow, I see that trauma. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it was that bad. It's hard for moms to have kids, to have babies. And so, many times there were a lot of difficulties in the relationship between mom and dad. There were financial issues, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of times those womb timelines can hold traumas. And so working with Metatron really drives this very powerful energy. He helps clean and clear, heal those timelines. And many times we end up collapsing those timelines. And I'll talk more about what collapsing is, but it really is getting those energies clean and clear, healed, and then getting that timeline completely out of the way so people aren't tied to those traumas actively anymore. Does that answer the question?
Yeah, good.
So this is an example. This is kind of like from my life. This is an example of a timelines sequence in 1 hour of life. So here you see in this top layer, these are work timelines. These green timelines are family timelines. These are friend timelines. And these are kind of administrative, managing my life timelines. And this is my sister timeline. So in 1 hour of life, I'm jumping, I think this is maybe about 10 or 12 timelines. I'm jumping about 10 or 12 timelines in just an hour of life. And all of us do this. Anytime that you're changing mind states or mindsets, changing gears, if you ever say that, I got to change gears here. I need to go from like personal to business. That's probably a big thing. I got to go to work. I got to change gears. Is you're kind of jumping timelines, sequences to a different set of timelines. So these are like time capsules, the whole different work energies, tasks, clients, things that need to be done, et cetera. Family relationships, personal relationships, sister relationship. I've got to clean the house. I've got family coming in town next week. I've got to make sure the house looks good. And so these all stack and we all jump as needed in order to manage our life. Again, we're reading and writing. So this holds stuff and we write stuff to it. And there are dependencies many times, which means there are connective devices between work and personal life or work and friends, things like that. And so in 1 hour of time, it's possible that one is jumping 10, 12, even 15 different timelines during that time. And again, trying to demystify things, a lot of times people will say, I feel like I just jumped the timeline. And that may be for sure. But probably you're jumping something like this in just 1 hour of time. You're managing multiple things, multiple ideas, multiple information data sets, and using those spiritually and personally to be able to manage your life. What do you think, Gretchen?
That's crazy. What it makes me think is how incredible we are as humans. Like, this is amazing. Like, you look at like a computer system and you think how amazing it is, right? Like, it has nothing on us. This is so cool.
Yeah. Well, like what I said earlier, we're very complex. And that's one of the things that spirituality is doing for humanity is awakening us to we're more than just, kind of dead men walking, which, some people in our existence, they get up, they do it, they go to bed, they get up, they do it, they go to bed,
Yeah.
kind of like dead men walking, unfortunately. But as we awaken, we realize that there's a lot going on. We're much more complex than what we thought we were. And so as humanity begins to understand timelines more, you look at this and you go, okay, this makes sense. And I encourage all of you watching, think about or watch yourself for an hour today and think about the different kinds of ideas that you think through, the different interactions that you have, friends, work, this show, whatever it may be, is we're managing multiple data sets, multiple ideas, multiple thought processes, heart, feeling, emotion. It really is pretty complex. So this is a wonderful example of what an hour looks like from a timeline's perspective in the average person's life. Pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool.
So ways of addressing timelines, and all of you can try this on your own or work with an expert. And this is the way that I work, and may it be of service to you. Clean and clear. Do a clean sweep and clearing of old energies, kind of like if you take a broom or a Swiffer and you go into a room, you want to get all the dust up, you want to get the stuff out of the corners, check for any cobwebs, make sure the baseboards are clean, that kind of thing. So clean and clear, sweeping and clearing out old energies. Heal, and the definition that I use for healing is getting old out and bringing new in. And the reason for that is energy has to move. Energy has to move. Energy has to move. Please keep this in mind. Old energies that are not moving can fester and cause problems. And that's many times what creates the need for healing. I've got old energies, they need to move, but they're not moving for whatever reason it may be. So healing is getting the old out, moving old energies out, and then bringing new and fresh energies in. We are all energy. We live in a universe of energy, and energy needs to move. So healing, in my definition, is getting the old out and bringing in the new. And then we'll talk about closing and collapsing timelines. And many of you have heard this term, and this is kind of the way that I see it. Close is a mid-level approach to moving a timeline out of the way. Collapse is a more intense approach to moving a timeline out of the way. And I'm going to use the closet analogy again. So if you have a walk-in closet or ever have been in a walk-in closet, you know that there is some space in there and you may have a lot of stuff. It may even be kind of cluttered. So the way that I see closing a timeline is if you walk into a walk-in closet and you see old clothes there, maybe from youth, and you say, why do I have these old clothes in here? They bring up bad memories. I don't want these old clothes in here. Every time I walk into my walk-in closet, I see these old clothes. I need to get them out of the way. So what you may do is you may take those clothes down, fold them, and put them into a container and put it underneath your bed so you don't see it every day. It's not in front of you. It's not deleted. We don't get rid of it. We don't throw it away or burn it. It's under your bed, out of sight, out of mind. But if you ever need to access it, you could access it. But it's not in front of you every time you walk into your walk-in closet. So that's the way I see closing a timeline, like that. Collapsing, maybe the same kind of clothes, maybe older clothes that have worse memories associated with them. And you say, I don't want to see these every day. I want to get them out of the way. I really want to get them out of the way. So you may fold them up, put them into a box, and move them to an off-site storage unit somewhere. Out of your house, totally out of your energy, out of the walk-in closet, you don't see it every day, off-site, maybe 5 miles away in a storage unit, in a storage facility. not deleted, not gone completely, but totally out of your house, way out of sight, out of mind. That's what a collapsed timeline is like in the way that I work with it. So close, mid-level approach, collapse, a more drastic and intense approach that really gets those energies out of your house.
Very cool. So Philadonna, did that answer your question? Because she asked, how do timelines affect us in our life? Is it better if we jump less? How does organizing them affect our life? So I think that you answered that, but if there's anything else you want to add to that.
Well, it's a really great question, actually. I would like to add something else to that. Many people that I work with will say, close all of my timelines. I just want one timeline. Well, unfortunately, it doesn't really work like that because we are complex beings. We have a lot of things that we work on, a lot of things that we think about. We have multiple relationships and things like that. So you actually need to be able to jump timelines. It helps you organize your thoughts. It helps you manage your life. In the meditation that I will lead you in, it helps you actively connect to your timelines so that there is better synergy and integration with your timelines. So, it's kind of like as we as awakened people learn more about the human works and how our life experience works, we're able to manage our life better. That's why you have the show, Gretchen. You're educating people, you're helping people, you're providing value to people so that people can take these ideas and make their life better, right?
Yep. Right.
So with information and connection comes better organization of our lives. So as I lead you in this meditation in a little while, it will connect you to your timelines, and just that simple impression and that energetic connection will help improve the organization of your current life timelines. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, really good.
It's kind of like when we don't know about stuff, they're blind spots for us. But when we are educated and we understand, we learn, and we can use this kind of information to empower us, it helps us manage our life better. So, and if I may, opening timelines, which we talked about a little bit, it's the creation of a new empty timeline or space to create and build in. And we talked earlier about that clean and clear canister earlier. And another way to see it is if you're looking to build a new house, you need to clear the lot, and you need to have a clean and clear lot. You may need to raise the land a little bit so it's flat, so you have a firm foundation to build your house on. So in a way, a new timeline is like a new clean and clear lot that is ready for you to build a new house in with a firm foundation, with solid footing. And in that, you create new ideas about yourself. Again, it could be new career ideas, new financial abundance ideas, new relationship, new children. If you want to have kids, you'll have a whole set of timelines that are open and available to having a family. Opening timelines can feel very refreshing and really help you get a new start on life, a new lease on life, and move forward.
Very cool.
And then lastly, working with other life timelines primarily, and this is really led by Metatron, who's very powerful in this way, is many of us on this call, I'm sure, have had really powerful other lives, past lives, other soul lives, here, there, and in between. And some of those lives may have some very, very good energies that we can use in this life now, as Addison, Gretchen, and whomever you may be. So what Metatron helps us do is find past lives that contain really good energies, like empowerment, as an example. And we will visit that life, those timelines, find those empowerment energies that are unique to you. Again, timelines are you, there's no separation. So in past lives, those energies can kind of be harvested, if you will, and then brought forward, and Metatron drops them into your current life timeline matrix, kind of like the chart we saw earlier, so that those timelines reverberate with more empowerment, brought forth from you in a different iteration of you, a past life of you that's still you, so it's not a foreign substance, but brought into this life so you feel more empowered. So that's pull forward, bringing helpful energies from other timelines into the now.
Very cool.
And I find it to be a really fascinating experience. The people that I work with love it, because also in timelines work, you discover more about yourself. It's kind of like the greater self that you are. Some people know some of their past lives, some people don't. So, we kind of go and we visit those lives and they go, oh my goodness, I can't believe that was me. A lot of Egyptian lives is what I see, and some of them are pretty cool, some priestesses and priests and things like that. And a lot of those energies are really unique and helpful to be brought forward into this life. So ways of addressing timelines: clean and clear, heal, close or collapse timelines, different levels and different approaches, open new timelines, and then pull forward energies from other lives into this life to help empower you and make you greater than what you are already.
Awesome. Well, we have a ton of questions coming in.
Okay.
So, I'll let you finish up the slides, guys, and I see
Okay.
your questions, and then we'll address questions when you're done, or when we're done with the slides.
We're almost done.
All right, perfect.
So in the way that I work, there's two primary components: discussion, processing, and feedback. There's a lot of talk that goes on to be able to understand what we need to do and what has happened. And then I take people on unique journeys to work on your timelines, which means my client goes into a meditative space and we're on Zoom, but audio only. And I guide them in the mind of all to their personal energetic timelines with their eyes closed, and they travel as consciousness. And I join them at their timelines matrix, and Metatron and I guide them to the timelines that need to be worked on, and in partnership with the person, help them understand what needs to be done in the ways that we just talked about: clean and clear, heal, close, collapse, open, or bring forward energies. And so it is like a journey. Like if any of you ever done ayahuasca or those kinds of things, you close your eyes and you have a mind, heart, and soul experience that is really beyond the physical. So that is the journeys to work on timelines portion of what I do. And it really is a wow experience for folks because they discover more about themselves. Many people cry, laugh. It's a very emotional kind of experience because they're discovering things that they didn't know about themselves. They're healing, they're releasing, cutting energetic ties, and many times bringing forward energies that really are empowering, helpful, and help people really reach a new generation of themselves. So that's a little bit of how I work.
Very cool.
In timelines cleanup, information is not deleted, like we talked about the closet analogy, but moved out of the way from the everyday so that you can focus on you and the now and create in a new space. In timelines cleanup, healing, cleaning, and clearing can help update your life significantly, and give you a greater sense of freedom. And in the journeys, again, it's an intimate travel experience to you throughout space and time. Again, your timelines are you, past, present, and future. And we visit past timelines from this life and others to see what needs to be done. It just depends. I generally get a download or a brief from Metatron on what's going to happen whenever I work with people. But a lot of times there are surprises along the way. And we get to people's timelines matrix and oh, wow, we need to do this, or look what we discovered. And we kind of roll with the punches and make it a real adventure each time. And we focus on key block areas so that people can move forward. And again, a lot of the work that I see is in past timelines. That's where people can kind of get stuck. So there's, really focusing on key block areas where people get strung up in the past, cutting those ties so that one can move forward. Metatron is my partner and works with me closely on all these things. Metatron is a structural architect. That's why many times you see the Merkaba or Metatron's cube or sacred geometry associated with Metatron, because Metatron is kind of a constructor. a GC, if you will, a general contractor for existence, an architect. And he always gives really wonderful insight into how timelines work and what needs to be done on an individual basis. And timelines work can address key life elements: this life, past lives, future lives, womb, mother line. Are you familiar with mother line issues, Gretchen?
Yeah, but you can expand on that for sure.
Sure. So mother has daughter, daughter becomes mother, mother has daughter, daughter becomes mother. So you have kind of mother line all in that way. And what I see many times is there are some very stringent energies, sometimes difficult energies that are passed down from generations of mother, daughter, daughter becomes mother, mother, daughter, daughter becomes mother, et cetera, et cetera. And it can be many times very painful and very limiting. So a lot of times we'll look at mother line energies and see how we can break the cycle. It is really kind of like a cyclic passing down of energies. So if the cycle can be broken, it really helps the generations to come. And that is sometimes a significant part of what I see. And then ancestral and generational and soul lives. I see, again, going back to the complexity of us, there are ancestral, generational, family tree stuff that's passed down through bloodlines. And then there is a soul lineage, which means our soul lives lives and lives and lives and lives. So a lot of times we have to focus on both bloodline, family tree, ancestral, generational, and soul traditions, if you will, soul lives, because sometimes there are energies in both that can be difficult for people to deal with and need healing and cleaning and clearing.
Wow.
So there is some complexity to this work, but in the meditation, I'll try to make it simple with some key empowerment phrases that you all can use. So you can do some timelines work on your own, which I think may help you.
Very cool.
And so, when we're done here, Gretchen, whenever you're ready, we can take questions and then do the meditation at the end if you'd like, or however you'd like to do it. But
Let's go.
I'll lead you all in the meditation. Will help connect, bless, and energetically heal and enhance your timelines. And I encourage you to try this out. This is kind of a gift of the talk today, is if this interests you and you'd like to work on your own timelines, a way to connect and activate your timelines connection is to say timelines as you go to sleep each night for 7 days in a row. And so here's how this would work. And I encourage you to try it out, take notes if you'd like, is when you lay down, you can start tonight if you'd like, 7 nights in a row, do your evening regimen, your going to bed regimen, lay down, get comfortable, kind of allow yourself to relax, almost to the point where you're drifting off to sleep, and start to rub your heart space, your soul space, and just kind of set the intention that you connect to your heart and your soul, and just kind of get into a very personal space as much as you can with real intent. Just say to your heart and your soul, timelines. Takes maybe a couple of minutes to do. It can help relax you. It may help you sleep better as well. And then once you feel that kind of set in energetically, drift off to sleep. And what that's going to do is activate your soul through your own free will and willingness and intention to help do some timelines cleanup, help organize your current timelines matrix and the life that you have, and help connect you at a deeper level to your timelines. And try that 7 nights in a row, and I think you will see some change in your life. I think it'll benefit you. It's a really great tool.
Very cool. Thank you for that. That's awesome.
This is the last slide, Gretchen. I encourage you all to write these phrases of power down, and we'll use them in the meditation when we do it. I am my timelines. I activate my timelines connection now. I bless my timelines, and I send my timelines healing energy. I'll say it one more time just to kind of drive it home. Great phrases to write down. Keep them by the bed if you'd like, or in your meditation space. I am my timelines. I activate my timelines connection now. I bless my timelines, and I send my timelines healing energy. Phrases of power, I encourage you to try them out. We'll use them in the meditation, but great gift. Use them on your own as you feel led, and I think it can help you.
Awesome. All right. So I'm seeing comments and I'm seeing a lot of people that want to go through the meditation now. So let's do that and then we'll go through the questions.
Sounds good. All right. So everyone on the call, I encourage you, relax if you'd like. If you have your camera on, feel free to turn your camera off if you would like. Sit back, get as comfortable as you can, and try to, if you will, detach from reality. Go inside, close your eyes, and connect with your own personal consciousness. You are consciousness. More than anything, you are consciousness. And take 3 deep breaths. I'll do it with you. 1, 2, and 3. And from a place of relaxation and you-ness, say inside, heart, mind, and soul, I set the intention to journey to my timelines now. I set the intention to journey to my timelines now. And allow that to set in. And with your eyes closed, watching your inside view within your consciousness, within your mind, within your heart, within your soul. Allow yourself, if you can, to travel to your timelines matrix, the holder of you, past, present, and future. Breathing deeply and relaxed, knowing that you get there. I think all of you will get there. Traveling through space and time to your timelines. You may see things, you may see stars around you, you may see light. And allow yourself, if you can, to land in front of your timelines matrix. You may see them. Some people see them kind of like film strips, old-fashioned film rolls. They hold, in a way, videos of you, past, present, and future. And if you get there, if you feel like you're there, look at your timelines and say this inside with intent. I am my timelines. Say it 3 times if you'd like. I am my timelines. I am my timelines. And breathe deeply. What this is doing is associating with you more personally through consciousness and heart and soul with your timelines. There is no separation. You are your timelines. Your timelines are you. You may feel something, you may feel vibration, you may feel connection, you may cry. In a way, this is getting to know yourself more deeply and more fully and more beautifully. I am my timelines. And if you see or feel or hear anything, try to remember it. It may be a beautiful introduction to the greater self, the greater you. And then say this activation phrase as you stand in front of your timelines. I activate my timelines connection now. I encourage you to say it inside or out loud if you'd like, 3 times. I activate my timelines connection now. I activate my timelines connection now. I activate my timelines connection now. And this is a personal awakening process that allows you to know Timelines are real. They are spiritual. They are practical. They are highly utilized tools that you have in your life to be able to manage your life. And in this activation, in the acknowledgement of you and your timelines as together, as one, really, you are able to more specifically manage your timelines, more optimally manage your timelines, and more optimally use your timelines for good. I activate my timelines connection now. Continue to breathe deeply, stay relaxed, not thinking about life, not thinking about the world around you, but about you throughout space and time. Knowing that this activation closely coordinates and connects you with your timelines. And many of you, if not all of you, are probably closer than ever to your timelines. And this, unless you want it to, will never change. This is a lifelong relationship with your timelines. Allow yourself to know that you are connected to your timelines, and your timelines are wonderful tools, wonderful ways to organize and manage your life and rise to the highest timelines possible. And now, as you stand in front of your timelines matrix, I ask you to say this 3 times. I bless my timelines. And try this, sending your timelines as much love and care as possible. I bless my timelines. I bless my timelines. I bless my timelines. And if you'd like, you can smile at your timelines. You can wink at your timelines. It's okay to engage with your timelines, and that's what this meditation is all about. Timelines engagement. It's a relationship. It's a relationship with you throughout space and time that allows you to get to know your timelines better, understand them, utilize them better, and become more powerful in the life that you currently live. So you're blessing your timelines, which means you are acknowledging them. You can even say, timelines, I see you. Timelines, I see you. Timelines, I see you. Again, this meditation is building a closer relationship with your timelines so they're not scary, they're not foreign, they're not other. They are you, close friends of you. You can even, if you'd like, say, timelines, I hug you. Timelines, I love you. They're all parts and pieces of you throughout space and time. There's no need to be scared of them. If anything, allow this meditation to bring you closer and closer and closer to your timelines so that you can know yourself more deeply, more fully, and more beautifully. Take a few deep breaths, staying relaxed. Now the last activation phrase of power. I send my timelines healing energies. And say this 3 times with care. I send my timelines healing energies. I send my timelines healing energies. I send my timelines healing energies. Now allow yourself to know I'm healing myself in this process. I'm healing the old, I'm healing the now, and maybe even healing the future of your future selves. I send my timelines healing energies. Take a couple of deep breaths, knowing that it is so. It is so. Healing in a matter of speaking is allowing the old to go and new to come in, allowing the old to go and the new to come in, so that you can always be new every morning. have a fresh perspective, have new life every day, not be stagnant in old energies, not be caught up in the strings of the old and the layers of the old, but be moving to new and higher timelines all the time, fresher ideas, new timelines, healing the pain of the past, and creating a new, bright, and beautiful future for yourself by knowing yourself throughout space and time. Remembering that you're in the presence of your timelines and your timelines matrix. If you'd like, if you wish, if you're willing, allow yourself to look around, see what you see what you feel, see what you hear. Working with your timelines can activate and bring online many of your psychic abilities, your sense abilities, and your abilities to know yourself. So as you stand in the presence of your timelines, bask in the energy of you, the beauty of you, the infinity of you. And if there's anything that you personally would like to say to your timelines that I haven't covered, feel free to do that now. And know that this all is so, that this all is true. This is a seeing of yourself. This is an understanding of yourself that can be very enriching. May this meditation stay with you for days or weeks, hopefully at least hours, knowing that you are improving your life throughout space and time through this work. And you can use this meditation on your own anytime that you would like. Just setting the intention that you travel to your timelines now and let your consciousness journey there. It's a natural progression and a natural destination for you. You have access to your timelines anytime you wish. You are able to do this anytime you'd like. It is available for you anytime. The more that you practice things like this and meditations like this, the more you heal the pain of the past and get new and get to know yourself more. You are your timelines and your timelines are you. And when you're ready, no rush. You can respectfully say, timelines, thank you. You can even send gratitude to your timelines if you would like. Thank you, timelines. And then when you're ready, you can say, I set the intention that I return back to my body and my waking presence now. I set the intention that I return back to my body and my waking presence now. And you'll journey back in your consciousness away from your timelines safely and securely and lovingly, back to your body, back to your waking presence, kind of back to the reality of life, knowing that you have seen yourself in new and higher ways. You've connected to your timelines deeply and intimately. You've blessed your timelines. You've acknowledged and seen your timelines. You've sent your timelines healing energies. You said thank you to your timelines for their existence and the beautiful structure and design of all things. And I hope that you are changed by this, enhanced by this, healed by this. And as you return back to your waking presence, remind yourself that you are in a beautiful body. You can rub your hands together, tap your toes, rub your shoulders, rub your head around, roll your head around. Take 3 deep breaths. Do it with me if you will. 1. 2. And 3. And if you'd like, you can turn your cameras back on, open your eyes. Again, coming back to your waking presence. knowing that you've been in the presence of your timelines and sent them healing energies, blessed them, thanked them, deeply connected to them. In the acknowledgement of things, we find great power. And so I really hope that in the acknowledgement of your timelines, you all find great power. And feel free to use this meditation on your own. Connect with your timelines as much as you'd like. I connect with my timelines daily. I'm always kind of working with my timelines. Works for me. You may try it and see if it works for you. But this can be very deep work that can definitely improve and benefit your life. May it be of service.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. How's everybody doing? That was beautiful. To me, I was just in awe the whole time. Like they surrounded me. I was in the center. It surrounded me. And I was just in awe. And it was just like, I honor you. I honor you. Like that's all I wanted to say was I honor you. I honor you. So that was really, really cool. So thank you.
Wonderful. Sure.
Awesome. Laura says that was fun. Donna says that was awesome. Patricia says really beautiful and powerful. Thank you. Very, very good. So do you have an audio? We might you'll be able to listen to this replay, Sandra, so you can access it there. And down I don't know if there's an audio version of that as well. So that is there. So thank you for that. And so let's answer some of these questions and then we'll talk one-on-one with people. First, Amy says, beautiful, deep, profound healing, closure, forgiveness for not taking care of myself. So, perfect. Yes. All right, good. So lots of questions here about timelines. I think a lot of them were explained, but there's some that were not. So Laura says, are timelines guided or initiated by choice or action? Is stating or declaring your desire to step into a specific timeline enough, or is there specific action?
Wonderful question. So again, part of this idea of timelines becoming part of human consciousness, this program with Gretchen, education about timelines and everything from mass media to spiritual media, is it's education so that you can actively manage your timelines. So timelines up until now have just happened. Timelines are a design feature of life. So timelines happen automatically, kind of like the Akashic Records happens automatically. But as Akashic Records workers start to work with people in that way, people can manage, understand, learn, etc. Timelines, as we all understand it, we can actively manage it. So sometimes what I do, I think this will help answer your question, is like I know my timelines really well. So for example, before this show, I have a timeline that has a lot of good energies about working with shows like this. So podcasts, telesummits, things like that. So I actively open up that timeline for this show, and I'm in that timeline right now. So I'm accessing lots of good energies, information, access points in that timeline so I can do the best job that I can. So before the show, I actively opened up that timeline, stepped into that timeline, and I'm in that timeline now. So as people begin to work intimately with their own timelines, they may be able to do that. If you have a job, kind of like a regular job, as it were, and you have a presentation to give, you might have a timeline that has a lot of good energies that can help you give the best presentation possible. You can say, oh, I open up timeline 2117. Let's say that's the number or the name of that timeline. So you would just say, I set the intention, I open up timeline 2117 now. Let it open up. You may be able to feel it. I feel timelines open for me when I do that. And then you say, I stay in this timeline now throughout this presentation, and then I'll jump timelines after the presentation. So, you can become your own timelines master, and you can understand your timelines really well, and you can build in them, just like we talked about property that you can kind of clean and clear and raise, so you have a foundation to build a house in. You can have specific timelines that you're building specific kinds of construction in. And you can actively manage your timelines in that way. Otherwise, you're just jumping timelines automatically.
With
Part of the
no
job
clue.
of the meditation is to be able to connect you to your timelines so that there is a better innate soul level timelines management, but you can definitely take it further than that.
Awesome. Very good. Dawn says timeline work is really more for management rather than total changes, is her question. And she says, I moved to Florida against my inner guidance and it's been awful for 12 years. I want to move back to Pennsylvania.
All right. Well, I want to address that. And also, Amy Meta said something that I'd like to address too, talking about closure. Um, and so, you know, in timelines work, it can be management for sure and cleanup, but it can also be closure and completions. So it may be that if you decide to go back to Pennsylvania, you want closure and completeness on the Florida timelines. And so that can be achieved through timelines cleanup and possibly some, for you, probably not collapsing those timelines because there are some good things in there that you might want to access, but possibly closing some timelines related to your Florida life so that you can feel more of a completion or a closure to that part of your life so that you can kind of like leave it behind, which we need to do sometimes, you know, and really focus on your new life in Pennsylvania. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, let us know how that
Yeah.
resonated. Yeah. I think that's yeah. All right. And you said you wanted to address Amy?
Well, she talked about closure.
Oh,
And
got it.
so, you know, one of the things that I see that can be really achieved, you know, and you may look back at some things in your past, maybe some past relationships, maybe you've been divorced, you have an ex or things like that, and you really want completion, is I really see completion a lot as I work with people. As you may want to close or collapse some old timelines that you're really, really done with. People sense a greater feeling of closure or completion, which I don't know if you've ever experienced that kind of feeling before, Gretchen, but it can be a really wonderful thing because sometimes there are old energies that hover and will bug us and sometimes torment us that kind of goes on for a while. And so if we can achieve closure or completion on some things, it feels really good. It's kind of like closing the chapter on something, closing or collapsing a timeline, or sometimes just healing and cleaning and clearing those old timelines can give us a sense of completion. So we go, I'm done with that.
Mm.
I can move on. And that is a very, very wonderful feeling. I know I've experienced that myself in my own life and personal timelines work. And so, you know, I encourage you all as you kind of work on your own timelines, you might think about what do I need closure on? What am I complete with? What do I need to close out so that I can kind of be done with that, close that timeline and move forward?
So we're going to take some of the raised hands here in a second, but can timeline work help with health issues and healing physical body? Like is that a possibility with timeline?
Mhm.
If I can speak, I think I'm still like in my timeline.
It can. It just depends on what the health or physical related issue is.
Mhm.
As many of you know, sometimes physical issues are created by energetic or spiritual things. It really just depends. Sometimes those old energies can create dissonances in our bodies. So I have seen impact in pain management and some other health related issues by collapsing some old timelines. But it really just depends. When it comes to health issues, I'm very careful. I'm sure everybody understands. I'm not a doctor or a physician, but you know, do work energetically, and sometimes there can be some health benefits.
Mhm. Cool. Very cool. All right, good. All right, so let's talk with some callers. So
Great.
Cassie, you are up first. You should be able to unmute yourself. There you go.
Hello.
Hi, Cassie.
I find it very interesting that I was able to speak with you first because I had a very different experience. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me turn off this crystal ball thing here. I had a very different experience than probably everyone else.
Okay.
And when I went into my timeline, and I'll just let you know, I've had strange experiences throughout my life, throughout my adult life, where, and I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, where you knew what your reality was, you knew where all the pieces and everything lay, and you wake up one day and like two or three things have switched and you don't feel like you're in the same dimension that you were in the day before.
Mhm.
And then I've had a dream where I literally saw myself being killed in an auto accident, and I felt like that timeline collapsed, like I was in too many dimensions at once. I mean, have you ever heard anyone say that to you before?
I have.
Okay, so when I went and did this exercise with you, and I want to be very light about this and bring energy up. I don't want to, now let's bring the energy up. I had a very violent reaction in my timelines. I mean, I literally, when I got there, um, I just felt this surge of violent energy to like where I took a flamethrower and literally cut all of them. And there was nothing but this beautiful star field, after I did that. But I mean, I tried to mouth the words that you were telling us to say in a very loving and happy and uplifting type of energy. But it just was so, like all of you need to get, because I've been doing this, I've been doing manifestation work trying to change things for like 40 years since like Catherine Ponder.
Mhm.
So I feel like something has been dragging me down, and I've been using some M3P3s to like raise me up and protect me, and I feel great in the morning after I use them. But then on the other hand, by like 3/4 of the day's gone by, and I feel these things like trying to pull at me and drag at me. And I want to stay in light and I want to keep energy up and happy. But I mean, I don't know. I'm surprised that being the first one that was called on, my experience was so weird that, what have you seen that before where somebody goes in and just is like, I'm burning everything to the ground, I'm getting a flamethrower, I'm just burning it all away.
Well, Cassie, thank you for asking the questions and commenting and participating. I really appreciate it. So, can I give you some personalized feedback?
Absolutely, feel
Okay.
free.
So, the way that I work is very respectful. So, Cassie and everybody here, I'm not reading you. I'm not really looking into your stuff. What I'm doing is listening to my guidance from Metatron and just from my personal experience and hearing your voice, giving some personalized feedback. I respect people's sovereignty, freedom and choice, confidentiality, and personal stuff. Does that make sense, Cassie?
Absolutely.
So, so I'm giving you a level or a layer of information. It may not be complete, again, because I'm not really doing kind of that deep work with you. All right. So, does that make sense?
Yeah, I'm fine. I don't have any such cemented preconceived ideas that I can't, not understand everything that's going on.
Okay, wonderful. So, timelines work definitely can benefit you. Keep in mind, throughout space and time, most of us have had many different kinds of lives and life experiences, good, bad, and ugly. Sometimes we may have had some very difficult lives and some lives where we weren't great people. So for you, what I would say that I see is timelines dissonance, where there's kind of like a jumble of past life timelines that are connected to you now and feeding you some negative energy and maybe some dark energy. So I think it can get better. What I would suggest is this very simple tool that I mentioned earlier. What I would suggest is do this for as long as you would like. Every night when you go to bed, Again, get ready for bed, relax, lay your head on the pillow, start to drift off to sleep, rub your heart and your soul space, really kind of intimately connect with your heart and soul. And when you feel really relaxed and really connected, say the word timelines, and then kind of drift off to sleep. I would say do that as long as you feel so led. And I think that can help disconnect yourself now from some past lives that were difficult. That's kind of what I see happening, and providing you some dissonance in your current life. The meditation, if you would like to listen to it, in the replay, and take note of it or record it, whatever it may be, and do that on a regular basis too. That can help. Also, do you work with Metatron? Are you familiar with Metatron?
Honestly, I thought it was really interesting that you said that you worked with Metatron because over the past year, I had worked with Archangel Michael, which is a different energy. But I don't think I have quite as a connection as you do to Metatron.
Well, you can if you'd like, if you feel so led, but Metatron is saying that he can help. So, all you need to do is just really, again, kind of get with yourself and call in Metatron. He says that he's available for you and will be kind of like listening for you. And call Metatron in and help him clean and clear the timeline's dissonance for you. And he's going to work to help you do that. Does this resonate with you? What do you think?
Absolutely, because I think at this time it's really a kind of Jesus take the wheel moment. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to try and work with Metatron because honestly, when we did this, when you were saying to focus on your heart, to do that, I had a real disconnection with my heart, and that might have a lot to do with the way that I was raised and the trauma that I've, gone through. But yeah, I think that's a wonderful idea, and thank you very much for that blessing. I really do appreciate it.
Well, you're welcome. And thank you for chiming in here. Metatron says he's happy to work with you. So even, right after this call, if you want to call him in and say, Metatron, I really need some timeline healing. I really need some help here. Metatron is really not an archangel. He kind of can work as an archangel, but truly it's a huge energy. It's a very high structural creator of our existence. So if you decide to work with Metatron, it's a powerful energy. And it's my hope and prayer that it really helps you on your life journey. So may it be of service to you, Cassie.
Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thanks, Cassie, for joining. All right. Very good. All right. Maria is next.
Hi, Maria.
Oh, hello. I'm surprised as well, actually, to be called upon.
Happy to talk to you. What's your question?
So I was doing the meditation and really got deep into it despite my children around. And I saw like extraterrestrial type of face and eyes, and when I was looking at timelines. So not sure what the connection with that is there. I thought that was a bit strange.
Okay. Can I give you some personalized feedback in front of the group? Would that be
Sure.
okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine.
So timelines hold you, kind of the greater you, the soul you, here, there, and in between, past, present, and future. So what I find many times and what I think is happening with you, again, I'm not reading you, I'm respecting your privacy, is you probably have had, I think, some other lives that are extraterrestrial lives. You're probably a real starseed, which means you're a soul that has lived in other places and spaces beyond Earth and now drops into the human race and does the human thing. And so I think in a way it was probably a call for you to do, again, this, this tool every night, say timelines before you go to bed, if you may recall. There could be some I think, some good energies that can come forward from some extraterrestrial lives that you have lived that can be brought into this life to make you a little bit more profound. I think you live a pretty interesting life right now, just from kind of being in your energy. The word profound comes up around you. That's kind of what I'm sensing with you and your soul. And I think probably you've had some Syrian lives, if you're familiar with beings from kind of the Sirius region of our universe. Have you heard of that before? Are you familiar with that?
Yes, I did have a starseed reading. Oh gosh, it was probably about a decade ago, and that did come up actually. Yeah.
So I think there is some very good connection, actually, and some good energies to some Syrian lives, plural, that your soul has lived. And in a way, I think what you experienced is a call to connect to those lives and allow some good, positive, profound energies to flow into the life that you live as Maria. Does that resonate with you? What do you think?
Yeah, actually, that's interesting. I've oh, so my door. I actually recently got sorry, I've got my birthday's coming up next week, and I was kind of drawn to tektites as well, for jewelry as a gift. Um, Specifically Moldavite and um, is it Libyan desert stone?
What was that last part, Maria?
So Libyan desert stone as well. I was kind of drawn to that as jewelry. But I know that last time I had used Moldavite, I had like a car accident, and that was going back. It was just bizarre actually, because the car went off the road. It flipped, and it was a soft top Mini Cooper convertible. Somehow it landed on its on the wheels. So I felt like something there was protecting me. And again, I don't know, that could have been like a shifted timelines or something. Something really bizarre happened there. And I was like, ooh, I was kind of stunned, shocked. So I don't know if there's anything that feeds back into this that you could pick up.
Well, what I would say, a couple of things. I think tektites are very good for you, really good energy. Moldavite too. Tektites have some of the same qualities that Moldavite has, but they're much more economical. So I think tektites are very practical for you in many different ways. I keep them around you, near you, as jewelry or what have you. Can I give you a little more personalized input?
Yeah, sure.
So without really looking into the accident, I couldn't really give you much more information on that, but I'm glad you're okay. It sounds like a beautiful miracle in many ways. What I'd like to mention to you, may be of support to you, is you're really getting ready to move into a new cycle of life. Do you feel that?
Yeah, absolutely. Feels like I'm prepping for something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You are. And actually, it's pretty exciting. Again, I really see this word profound around you. So you're preparing, you're getting ready, you're kind of fertilizing and tilling the soil to be able to build something new, some new relationships, some new ideas of yourself. And you're kind of moving into a golden age of yourself, which is really going to be beautiful for you. I'm really excited for you. If you can make it really the next few months, and keep in mind, if you'd like, if this resonates with you, I'm preparing for something big. That's a great mantra for you, or reminder for you to say, I'm preparing for something big. Write down the word profound. If you don't know yourself as profound, I invite you to reflect on yourself and say, I am profound. Do you feel profound?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Good. So kind of know yourself in that way. Really, I think you move into this next cycle. When did you say your birthday is, if I may ask?
It was actually literally a week from today, 24th. Yeah.
So it really is kind of in that first quarter of the new year of your life. A lot of new things are happening. A new Maria comes online, and you begin to do really pretty cool stuff, higher and greater things. So, for you, timelines work can help, but more than anything, live your life to the fullest. Get out of the house, do things, come up with creative ideas, meet new people, make new friends. You're moving into a golden age for yourself, which is really cool, really wonderful. And in that new year of life, happy birthday, by the way, uh, know that really there's a few more months of preparation. And I would say probably 3 months into the new year of your life is you're going to see some pretty big differences and a lot more profundity in your life. So does that support you?
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks very much. It's lovely to hear that. And thank you for the wishes.
Of course, my pleasure. Much love and many blessings to you.
Keep us
Thank
posted.
you. I will do. Thank you, Gretchen. Thank you, everyone.
Awesome.
Thank
Very fun. I love it. Barbara, you have the same birthday as Maria. Happy birthday to both of you. Very cool. All right. So let's do you have a hard stop?
I'm here for all of you. I don't have a hard stop.
Awesome. All right, thanks. It's just been such a fascinating topic. I just love everything that we've been doing today. So, and these callers are great. So, all right, Carmen, you are up next.
Hi, Carmen.
Hi, how are you?
Wonderful, thank you. How are you?
Very good. I would love if you can give me um a guidance about the my highest timeline and how can I reach to it.
Wonderful. All right. Can I ask you a few questions?
Yes.
And some of this may be personal. Is that okay to share in front of the group?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. Just want to make sure you're okay with that. What is your biggest challenge?
Action, I suppose, right now. Or believing that I am not the other person that was before.
Okay. So what was the first thing that you said in answer to my question? I didn't quite catch it.
Action.
Action.
Yeah,
Is that
take
right?
action.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. So kind of what I'm seeing is, are you in a relationship right now, if I can ask?
Yes. I
Do
have
you
a
like
husband.
do you like the relationship?
Yes.
Okay. Does he like you?
Yes.
Okay. What I see, if I may say so, is there is something brewing in the relationship with your husband. So there may be some challenges coming up in the relationship.
Yes.
So if I may encourage you, try to stay really grounded and independent and
Yes.
allow yourself to say, in this relationship, I need to speak my mind.
Yes.
Take notes if this helps you. I need to speak my mind and stand up for myself.
Yes.
Does that resonate with you or does that scare you? How do you feel about that?
No, I've been working a lot. I know he's my twin flame and he has a lot of growth to do, like me. We have 4 children in common. And it's a big time for me for growth right now and for independence, like you said, in my almost like but yeah, I know that we can grow together. No, doesn't scare me any longer.
Right.
I know
So
that we are going to fight the challenges, okay?
very good. So I think when it comes to action, really the biggest thing that I see in you is independence, kind of flying
Yes.
free. even though you are twin flames, which I acknowledge, there is a need for, if I may say, a bit of detachment, in that there are some things in the relationship that are holding you back,
Yes.
really coming
Yes.
into your own. So if you're brave enough, and I think you are, you need
Yeah.
to figure out how to make that work in a positive way in the relationship with your husband. But you've got to
Yes.
kind of fly free, if you will.
Yes.
And in that, you move into your highest and most positive timelines.
Okay.
It's almost like you've got to be fully Carmen, and you're not
Yes.
fully Carmen right now.
Yeah.
So a way to do that, and even talk with your husband and say, I need more independence. I've got to fly free. I've got to really become more of me. Whatever works for you all.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
I respect your relationship, of course, but there is this need for kind of a pulling apart to a certain degree, and a greater independence so that you can fly free. Again, that's a great phrase for you to look at. And in
Yes.
that action, you become more self-realized, fully realized, and move into higher timelines and greater timelines.
Yes.
There is a sense of staleness. You understand when I say that?
Yeah. Stillness. Yeah.
Staleness? Yeah. So you get that action, you get that movement from more independence, more Carmen, exploring
Yes.
more of you with respect. I say this independently
Yeah.
of your husband. Does that make
Yes.
sense?
I am kind of excited for what you are sharing with me. Yes.
Very good. I'm excited for you. You have a beautiful voice and you have a beautiful heart and soul. I can just tell that from hearing from you.
Oh, thank you.
So,
Yes, yes. I think that is not helping much. That right now he's the only one working and making the money, and I am more in the background. But I know that my art is going to explode. I'm sorry, I am in Kauai and the roosters are just screaming. I don't know if you're catching it up. But yeah, I am excited about this.
so
Thank you so much.
of course, Carmen, do you think that you have potential as Carmen, as an independent heart, mind, and soul being? Do you think you have potential?
Yes, I have
All
all
right.
of it.
So really grab a hold of that idea, explore your potential, know that you need a certain amount of freedom. You can do it, you can.
Yes.
And just take that bravery and that strength, which I hear in your voice, and use it. A little bit more independence, fly free. And in that action, you're going to find a greater Carmen and a more self-realized being. And I think it'll be great for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome,
Awesome.
Carmen. Much love and many blessings.
Thank you.
Good job. Keep us posted, Carmen.
Oh, always, Gretchen. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Awesome. All right. So I saw a bunch of questions come in about the program, the offer that you have. So let's talk about that. And then there's a couple other callers I would like to talk to if we have time.
Sure.
So let me share my screen. I think that'll make it easier. All right. First of all, let's put the offer up there. All right. It's lifereawakened.com/Addison24, lifereawakened.com/Addison24. You guys can click on it in the chat, follow along on the page, and we'll go through it. My goal here today was for Addison to offer a ton of value for you guys. So you could leave this call and go away with something that you can do immediately. This is for those that really want to dive into your timelines now. And Addison has created one of the most personalized personal session packages that I've ever seen come through here. So I'm super excited to share this with you, for him to share this with you, so you can really dive deep into your timeline. So Addison, with that, I will let you take over. I will go down here to what is included. You guys can read through the stories, and then here is what is included inside of this offer.
Thanks, Gretchen. So I offer what I call timelines experiences, and they're deep, intensive timelines experiences where we work and journey to your timelines to heal, clean and clear, close, collapse, bring forward energies, and open up new timelines so that you can get free from the past, heal, and move forward into your highest and most profound and positive timelines. And on my website, I talk more about this as well, but I offer 5, 7, and 10 2-hour session packages to do this. 10 is kind of if you really want to do deep, profound past life work. 7 is a mid-level approach. And 5 is a good, solid foundation for getting started with timelines work. And so the offer here is the 5 2-hour session package, which is a great way to get going. And a lot of people can accomplish a lot of work, including womb timeline work and getting free of the pain of the past in this life. It's 5 2-hour sessions. And in the first session, it's kind of foundations of timelines, getting to understand your timelines. I help you get to know your guides. I help you to get to know yourself throughout space and time. And then in the remaining sessions, it's a mix of healing, collapsing old timelines, new timelines, and kind of bridging into a new reality. But as I mentioned earlier, it's kind of talking and teaching and preparation, and then actual journeys in your consciousness, kind of like the meditation that we shared together earlier, to your own personal energetic timelines, along with myself and Metatron. And we together, as partners in this, figure out what needs to be done in your timelines matrix. And so in these 5 sessions, people do see really wonderful healing experiences, and really a lot of people just go, wow, I didn't realize myself. I didn't know myself in this way. So you get to know yourself better, heal, move forward into your highest timelines. And it's a beautiful way of getting to know yourself and realizing the beauty and complexity of yourself. So there are 5 2-hour sessions. And on my website, it's normally offered at $24.99. And for Gretchen, we've worked out a very special offer at $9.99. So it's about 60% off. And it was something Metatron guided me to do. I think this is really great work, and we really wanted to make it accessible to all of you, to Gretchen's audience. And really profound work. It is intensive work, and we usually plan the sessions about 2 weeks apart, because between sessions, you're healing and you're kind of processing an awful lot. And it helps you to kind of understand what's going on in your life better, get free of some old entanglements, and experience a lot more freedom. So 5 2-hour sessions planned about 2 weeks apart. And this offer includes a free 30-minute onboarding call. And in that onboarding call, we kind of get to know each other a little bit better. We talk about the game plan. We get your sessions scheduled, and it kind of, gets things warmed up. So we spend 30 minutes together, getting to know each other, talking and chatting, setting up the sessions. And then we have our 5 2-hour sessions that are spaced about 2 weeks apart, again, because you need time to heal and process and integrate between sessions. Very profound work. All of my clients usually come away with kind of like a wow kind of experience. And, if it resonates with you, and if I resonate with you, if you like me, then I would certainly be honored to work with you in this way.
Awesome. Thank you. And thank you again. Like I said, when Addison gave me that offer of $9.99 for 5 private 2-hour sessions, I was like, are you sure? Are you sure you want to do this? And he said, absolutely. This is what was guided to me for our community. So you can join in full price now, and you can start having your onboarding call and scheduling your 5 sessions after that. Or you can do 2 payments. So we wanted to make it simple as well for people that might not be able to jump in at the full price. If you do the 2 payments, after your second payment comes through, you can then have your onboarding call and do your scheduling from there. So again, Addison, thank you so much for offering this for our community. And I really, really appreciate that offer for us. So thank you so much.
My pleasure, my joy, my honor.
Is there anybody in particular that um uh, and we'll get to a couple more callers, but are there people in particular that if they had to look at this and be like, yes, this is absolutely what I need, who would that person be? Sorry, I'm putting you on the spot here.
No, it's a great question. Well, if somebody feels like that, what you just described, and I resonate with you, then I would say it's probably a great thing for you. If you have guides, use them, check in and see if this is the right thing for you to do. If someone feels stuck, or if you feel like you are really in the pain of the past and can't get free from it, or if when we had the meditation together, you really felt like a strong draw or connection to your timelines, or as the caller mentioned earlier, where you saw an extraterrestrial, like there's something that is saying, hey, look at me, like your timelines are almost reaching out to you saying, we need to do something here. Or if you feel like you have some past lives that you want to kind of grab some energies from and integrate into your current life, then probably timelines work could be for you. Or if you just feel like, you know what, there's a bunch of junk in my past. If you feel like you have some womb timeline work to do, and I really want to drive this home, I would say the majority of people that I work with, we go to the womb timeline. Maybe your mom and dad had a real hard time when they had you, and maybe you feel like there's some depressive energies there or some negative energies there. We can spend some time working on that. Or the mother line concept. This is something that I deal with a lot of people. If you feel like there's like just a big mother line buildup of negative energies, then timelines work can be greatly beneficial for you.
Perfect. Thank you for that. Thank you.
Sure.
Christine is asking, I don't know if you can scan her, or would Addison be able to tell me if his 5-session offer would be for my highest good as an investment in myself at this time?
One moment. So I think so. I work very honestly. So I'm going to give you some honest feedback, Christine. I hope that's okay with you. I know you're on chat and not on video. So I'm going to go ahead and give this information to you. It seems like there's something in your life that you need to work through first before you do timelines work. I'm not exactly sure what that is, but there's like something that you need to complete, I think is what it is, before you do it. After that, if that resonates with you, if you know what that is, then I think it's great for you. But there's something not huge, but it's almost like there's a little box there that needs to be checked off and completed. And then if you feel kind of like a relief, a little bit, like a closure, then I think it would be great for you.
Awesome.
And I hope that resonates with you.
That was very good. Thank you. She says thank you, and that makes sense. So perfect.
Great.
So I saw Mikkel, Mikkel is asking if they should invest.
Kel, yeah. I think the answer is yes on that. But check in with yourself, your heart, your mind, your soul, make sure it resonates with you. But I'm getting a yes.
No, everybody's asking. Jeanette, Jannette is asking. They said, I had a Jovian seal clearing and a mediumship session, and the information I received was mind-blowing. It made me so excited, and I really want to get started, yet I know I still have some more inner work to do. I'd like to be more calm, yet energetically I'm zinging. Would this be helpful for me?
Is she asking would timelines work be helpful for her?
Yes.
And what was her name again, Gretchen? I didn't see her in chat.
Jeanette, Jannette.
Yes, it would be. It would be helpful for you when you feel ready for it.
Yes. Okay. All right. So Susan and Bob, I was going to ask your question next, and I see you had to leave, but we'll see if Addison can answer it. Bob wrote in for his wife, Susan. Hello, this is Susan's husband she physically sees Metatron in geometrical shapes and would like to know what it means.
Mhm.
So she's just asking, because I think this just
Yeah.
started for her.
And this is Bob asking for Susan, is it?
Yes, for his wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm connected to Metatron now. And he says, well, he's one of Susan's guides and one of Bob's guides too. I don't know if you know that, Bob. So Metatron is very present in your life and is one of your guides. And that's what he's saying.
Very cool.
Which is, if I may say, a great honor. I think Metatron is very magical to work with in a way. It's a really amazing, complex, and profound energy. So for both you, Susan and Bob, if you feel so led, actively work with Metatron, talk with Metatron, ask for information and guidance from Metatron. In the way that I see it, it's a real blessing.
Very cool. Awesome. All right. They are still here. They say thank you from both of us. So awesome. Okay. So now Sonal, you are up next. You can unmute yourself. I got your messages.
Hi, Sonal. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for taking me.
Of course, my pleasure. How can I help you?
I'm on a healing journey from breast cancer. It is metastatic breast cancer, and I'm dealing with it for the last 3 years.
Mhm.
I see Archangel Metatron, Archangel Michael. I also see some guides and gurus. I see the deer. I see the lion and the tiger.
Mhm.
So I see all these people in my meditations while sleeping or in dreams, and if I have I also do healing, try to do the healing on myself. So um, yeah, I just want you to scan me, and to just check what work I need on my. Do I need some work on my timelines?
Okay. And I will, kind of ask everybody this. I just want to make sure you're okay with me sharing some personalized information in front of the group. Is that okay with you?
Yes, yes, of course. We are all a part of the soul family. And that's why we are here to be with each other, support each other, help each other, understand each other without judgment.
Wonderful. I just want to respect your privacy and not
Sure.
and respect your boundaries. All right. So I'm getting some information from Metatron here. This really isn't me scanning you, but it's Metatron perspective. Does that make sense, Sonal?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you are, what he's saying, he's calling you a blessed one, which sounds like a great honor. You are very gifted, you're psychically gifted and spiritually gifted. And you're kind of like I think Maria was earlier, you're moving into a new cycle of life. Do you sense that in yourself?
Yes.
Moving into a new cycle of life. Your healing journey, in a way, is complete, yet you will continue to heal at a level probably the rest of your life. But I talked earlier about completions and closures. I encourage you, if this resonates with you, try to, in the coming months, try to close out and complete as many things as possible. Does that kind of make sense to you, what I'm saying? Like close out, complete as many things as possible? Does that resonate?
Yes, very much, because right now I have a long list of things that I feel that I need to deal with,
Yes.
and I'm trying to list them out. And believe me, on a daily basis, I try to tick off something.
Yes. So first of all, I really applaud your approach. And for any of you here who are entering a new cycle of life, or you're trying to complete things, like Sonal said, if you can, make a list. Literally make a list of the things that you need to complete or close. And this is a really great tool for you all to use, even if you're not getting ready to move into a new cycle of life, but especially if you feel like you're moving into a new cycle. Make a list on your computer, in your notebook, whatever it is. These are the things that I'm trying to or need to close out or complete, almost with a little checklist like Sanal's talking about, and do your best in honor of ease and grace and yourself to close out those things in perfect timing. Check them off your list, check them off your list, check them off your list. Very important. Closures and completions are wonderful because it allows you to finish things up and start doing something different. Move into new higher timelines, new relationships, all kinds of fun new creation, co-creation concepts. So Sanal, for you, regarding timelines work, I think down the road, it would be great for you and really rewarding for you. But I would say it's probably at least a year or two away.
Okay.
Focus on closures and completions. That's like job probably number one, if I may say so. And allowing yourself to heal from some of those closures. Some of them may be a little bit difficult. Does that resonate with you?
It does, because there are relationships closures that I need to do, that I believe I have whenever there's been too much pain, I've kind of looked away or stepped back, taken a step back, but I need to face them and accept them and close them so that I can heal on an emotional level. That is my biggest challenge,
Yes.
honestly.
Well, again, I applaud you. From the way that I see you and what Metatron is telling me, everything you just said is very mature, really, very honest, and very spiritual and practical and realistic. So I think
I'm
you're
getting
right.
goosebumps.
What was that?
I'm getting goosebumps as you're speaking.
Well, that's good. May it really drive the point home is you're right on. You're very soul aligned. I acknowledge you have been through a lot. I really do.
Yeah. Yes.
I'm feeling the emotion from that right now. And it's beautiful. You've been through a lot. Allow yourself to close those things, even though they're difficult and sometimes painful. And then allow yourself the time and space to heal. In this new cycle of life, ease and grace, and write it down if it resonates with you. Ease and grace is key for you. You've been through a lot, close and complete it, and you're done. Allow yourself to heal, be lovingly gentle with yourself, surround yourself only, if you wish, with loving and gentle and kind people. Really, you deserve it. Give yourself a couple of years for this. Don't rush through it because it could make things more difficult. And I think you have a good sense of timing. It sounds like you're managing this very well. And so allow yourself to be gentle with yourself. And after about a year or two, it is a little bit like, I think it was Maria earlier, a little bit of a golden age for you. The rest of your life is quite good. And that's a great gift. For someone to have a good end of life is a huge gift. Not everybody in the world gets a good end of life experience. And from what I see, what Metatron is telling me, you have a very good last segment of life and a very good end of life. So may that be of service to you. And really, I applaud you for knowing yourself quite well. And thank you for your work in humanity. It's a great gift.
Thank you so much. I just have a small thing about my physical health.
Yes.
Is there something that Metatron wants to guide me?
He says, you know everything. And this is part of the reason why he called you a blessed one, is you have a very intense knowing of yourself and knowing of your soul. So he says there's nothing that he could tell you that you don't know.
Okay. Thank you so much. Thank you, Gretchen, for pulling out my name. And I'm really feeling blessed as well. It's something, I mean, I'm out of words, to be honest. I'm only trying to absorb all the information Addison has just given me. So thank
Awesome.
you so much. And God bless you all.
Listen to it again for sure, because there was a lot that came through. So
Yes, yes.
awesome. Good job. So great to have you here. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
Sonal. Be well, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. All right. Still a lot of hands raised, guys. We got to as many people as we could. We've had Addison here for 2 hours, which I so appreciate, Addison.
My pleasure.
Taking the time for being with us today. I'm sorry we couldn't get to everybody, but am so honored, and we're blessed for the people that were called. It was beautiful listening to you all. Addison, thank you. This was just been such a wonderful call. The meditation, the information that you've taught us about timelines and how you've brought them all down to us at our level so that we could really understand them, and the tools that you've given us to go forward with this. Thank you for all that you shared. And for those of you that are interested in joining this program, it's a beautiful program. Like I said, 5 personal one-on-one sessions, and we're so grateful for you giving that to our community, Addison. So appreciative.
My pleasure. Gretchen, thank you again for having me on. This is a great experience being with you and with your community, with your audience, and a great first experience with you all. And I've really enjoyed it. And I hope that this has been in service of everyone watching. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you everyone for being here. So appreciate you all. And for those that you have stuck with us these 2 hours, really appreciate you being here, and we'll be seeing you all soon. Thanks. Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye, Addison. Thank you.
Bye. Thank you, everyone.